All right, welcome back. Project New Man. Today we're answering the question, how do you live a life of vitality as a man, to live a rich life? And I want to talk about the specific topic today of relaxation, keeping a calm mind, peaceful relaxation. You know, Marcus Aurelius talked about this. Roman emperor, Roman Empire. Think about that. He wrote a book called Meditations. Talk about a mentor. Imagine what it would be like to rule a Roman Empire. Everything that can go wrong, all the drama that can happen. You're making decisions for court disputes, for civil disputes, for political disputes. You're handling an entire society. You know what that means? All the drama that goes into every part of life, all the problems and conflict, he had to manage it. And he talked about calmness of mind, equanimity, he called it. And he talked about the purpose of a human, and what our purpose really is to do our duty while keeping equanimity. This is a wise man. You know, you talk about Socrates, you look at the wise people of the world who made an impact on the course of the world, Aristotle, all of these men with profound insights. It's like if you were sitting in a room with Marcus Aurelius, you're asking him his advice on how to live a better life. Well, why would he start with something so trite and simple, seemingly? You know, if somebody tells you, you gotta just chill out. Just, another way to say it is, just do what you gotta do and relax. It seems like such basic advice that it's tempting to overlook it. It's tempting to just play it off, overlook it, not focus on it, not meditate on it, not make it a priority in life. But this was a Roman emperor. And in his book, he goes into all the different ways and reasons why living a life of equanimity, relaxation, peace of mind is actually the duty, the life purpose of every human being. So there's practical reasons. What happens if you don't live a life of stoicism? What happens if you don't live a life of peace of mind, calmness? What if you don't take life as it comes, as destiny, and not railing against life, calmly accepting and moving forward, doing your duty? What happens when you don't do that? Well, you see what happens. You see it all around you. Most people aren't living like this. Most people live with what? Stress. For so long in my life, I would let everything stress me out. I would feel like whatever was happening, it's so unfair. I'd feel like it's a horrible world. It's a scary world. It's horrible that I lost this money. It's horrible that I don't have money. It's horrible that I don't have energy. It's horrible that I don't have a girlfriend. I wasn't learning. I didn't keep that peace of mind. My mind was agitated. My mind was feeling all the emotions, all the stress of failure, of shame, of guilt, of fear, anxiety. Am I gonna make it? Is it gonna work out? Not relaxing into the process of life. Not taking it as it goes, learning and reacting calmly. Always feeling a feeling of inadequacy, not being enough. Like something in life is wrong. You just have, my friend would always say, you wake up and you just have these tentacles feeling around, what's wrong? Oh no, what do I have to fix? Oh no, I have to act from this state of unfulfillment or failure. I'm not there yet. That's not equanimity. That's not peace. That's not relaxation. When you look at the mirror even, do you feel these negative emotions that are not peaceful, that are not equanimous? Do you feel like, oh man, I'm not there, this is bad, people aren't gonna like me, I don't like me, I feel unhealthy, this is wrong? It's like this disturbance in the force. Whereas what he's saying is be like a Jedi. He's saying no matter what's going on in your life, maintain a sense of peace and calm. Maintain a sense of balance, And there's a lot of different reasons. So reason number one, affects your physical health, affects your energy, affects the state that your brain is in during the day. And the state that your brain is in during the day determines your destiny, really. It determines what kind of decisions you're going to make. It determines how you're going to interact with people. It determines what kind of emotions you're going to feel. It determines if you're going to have cortisol in your body that's making you fat and staying stuck. See, people don't correlate the success in their life with the state of relaxation, peace, and steadiness in their mind. They don't correlate the two. They think that they're unrelated. They don't correlate their efficiency, their wisdom, their intelligence, their creativity with the state of peace that they're able to maintain in their mind. They don't correlate it. They don't think, well, my life would be so much better if only I could have a more peaceful mind. No. They're relating to the externalities. I think that my life would be better if I had more money. My life would be better if I had more love and relationships. My life would be better if I had better health. My life would be better if I wasn't around these people in this bad job, in this bad country, in this bad city, in this bad neighborhood. It's always relating things to the externalities of life. It's never realizing, well, if I had more peace and equanimity in my mind, I would be able to solve these problems so easily. It's not relating that if you had peace and relaxation and stoicism in your mind, that it would change you, and that it would change how you're relating to people. It would change your promotions, who you're attracting, who you're meeting. It would change your attention, you know? People aren't making the connection between the state of your mind, the peaceful, intelligent state of your mind, the state of your brain, to intuition, to problem solving. They're not relating the state of their mind to their health and their fitness. It's always skipping steps. It's always just thinking, I gotta change the outside. It's forgetting about the power of your mind. It's forgetting about the power of your brain. It's forgetting about the real source of all these problems. And so people keep on just chasing the wrong things, thinking that, you know, you change this external thing, it'll really change your life. But it's not true. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius talked about the importance of focusing on the stoicism, equanimity. So you look at the most creative people in the world, Thomas Jefferson. He was always focusing on how to keep my brain in the most relaxed, rested, calm, peaceful state, because he wanted to have the solutions to his problems come to him. He wanted to have inventions. You know, he was a very intelligent man. He would spend a lot of time napping during the day, getting his brain to go into deeper states, more relaxed states. He would hold on to a metal ball, and whenever he got too sleepy, he'd drop it accidentally, you know, subconsciously, and it would wake him up. But he'd keep on dipping into these states of relaxation, of poise, and he'd have creative intuitions come to him. And so it determines your decision-making process. It determines the thoughts that are able to come to your brain. You're actually able to have different thoughts based on the different states of your brain. We see this. We see Jose Silva, he teaches this. Your memory gets enhanced, your intuition gets enhanced if you can relax. That's why we see all the monks of the world emphasizing relaxation. People think it's just about hustle, hard work. Those are lower consciousness states of getting results. Hustle and hard work. You can spend 100 hours doing the same thing, but if you're actually smart and intelligent and creative and intuitive, you can find a solution that will take 1 minute. An example I like to use is a person who has to herd 100 pigs into a pen. You can spend all your time chasing them down one by one and physically wrestling them. You can spend the whole day. At the end of the day, you look back and say, man, I worked hard, but I did it. The next day, your coworker comes out, your boss comes out to herd them to the other pen. He just puts down some food in the other pen, they all run. It took them 5 seconds to do the same amount of work that took you all day and all that energy and all that effort. It's because the intellect, the problem-solving ability, that's the kind of solutions you can get to work smarter, not harder. You see, relaxation is not just this hippie concept. It's actually a practical day-to-day concept of how to be efficient in the world. That's why you have Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie talking about relaxation. Talking about how to change the state of your mind so that you can actually get different thoughts. You know, Napoleon Hill spent 2 or 3 hours a day meditating. Wake up early in the morning, go into the theater of his mind. He'd talk to his imaginary council. You remember? So why would he do this?
Sorry.
It's okay. One of the most influential fathers of modern day American self-help. Doing all this weird visualization crap. Well, there's a reason. He would make himself profoundly relaxed. And he'd spend all this time. It's an investment. Because he understood, Stephen Covey talks about, put first things first. A lot of people aren't putting first things first. They're not relaxed enough. They don't have a calm enough mind to really see, to zoom out, to see different perspective. So they don't know what they should be focusing on. So here's a question. What's the one big domino, like Tim Ferriss says, that if you knock down that one domino, it knocks down all the other dominoes in your life? What's the one big domino? You can always keep on discovering the next one big domino. That's called efficiency. That's called working smarter, not harder. It's called clarity. It's called genius. It's called revelation. It's called wisdom. But it only comes to the calm of mind. So people asked Tim Ferriss at a seminar, Tim, how do you get these great ideas? How do you spend your day? What's your routine? He has a little wry smile and he says, if you saw my daily routine, I'm paraphrasing, you would be extremely surprised and bored, because I wake up in the morning, I take a walk, I slow down, I read a book, I meditate, I drink some coffee, I drink some tea, and I just think about what's my big domino? What's the one thing that if I can do, it'll take care of everything else in my life? And sometimes he'll do that for weeks or months. You know, this guy's about efficiency. Talk about the 4-hour work week. Getting more done than 99% of the people out there in 4 hours a week versus their 40. You know, they're the robots who are chasing down the pigs one at a time, working hard. They only have one program. That's what your brain does when it's not relaxed, when it's not calm, when it's not intelligent, when it's not intuitive. You're in a robotic mode that only has one program. All you can do is work hard. But when you actually get a calm, relaxed mind, a stoic mind, when you're undisturbed by anything in life, when you're able to relax, tap into that intuition, the intelligence of your brain, then you become like a real genius who has more than one program. You can think outside the box and you can solve the same problems in 4 hours and get 100x the results that people are getting in 40 hours a week. You can get 1,000 times the results, 10,000 times the results, 1,000,000 times the results, if you figure out how to do it intelligently. You know, we have AI, we have technology, we have computers nowadays. A lot of people aren't using these tools, and they're literally just working hard, doing it themselves. You can get easily 10, 20, 100, 1,000 times the results doing things intelligently. You know, this is why mentors are so important. They can see outside of your scrambled brain. With their relaxed mind, they can look at your situation and say, wow, do it this way. And you'll get 1,000 times the results. It'll change your life. It'll change your destiny. 1,000,000 times the results over the span of 5, 10, 20 years. Compound interest. That's the value of perspective. That's the value of the right tools, the right mentors, the right approach, the right system. That's the power. And so to apply it to health, to apply it to your life, because you have desires right now, you have goals. Maybe your goal is to have more energy. Maybe your goal is to lose fat. Maybe your goal is to have your brain work better. Maybe your goal is to have a great physique. Maybe your goal is to have better relationships, more impact on the world. Well, what system are you using? Is it the obsolete system of chasing down the pigs, working hard? Or is it the intelligent system of doing what works, doing what's efficient? What's the big domino? You know, for so long I thought that you could rush the process, you just work really hard. You know, Rocky Balboa, David Goggins. I would try to force my body to change with hard work. I would try to rush the process of weight loss with excessive calorie counting and restriction. And these methods actually hurt me more than they help me. I'd overtrain, I'd do the wrong training. I'd do too much jogging, too much cardio, too many sets and reps. I'd train like Arnold. This actually stressed me out. This actually hurt me. It didn't help me. It actually put me back. Too much stress, not enough food. I lost all my muscle, ruined my hormones, ruined my metabolism. You see, I found the big domino is really how to impact your hormones in your body. You impact the hormones in a positive way in your body, everything changes. You know, because hormones are pretty much like the physical form of emotions, right? And they actually have powerful consequences in your body. Everything in your body is run by hormones. It's like the electricity. You put the electricity into the right appliance, you get the right result. A lot of people are putting the electricity into the wrong appliance and they're getting the wrong result. So I realized I was actually screwing myself over and hurting myself with all the different approaches I was using. I was working hard, but it wasn't working. I was dieting hard, but it wasn't working because I didn't get the hormone picture right. It took me a lot of research to start to understand the big picture, how to impact your hormones. Started piecing it together. You know, I had to go to India, study yoga and Ayurveda, study Chinese medicine, Indian medicine, study biohacking, study the West, I studied the East, studied the gut microbiome, I studied sleep, I studied exercise, how to optimize the hormones. I studied bad habits. I studied sex. I studied social interaction. I studied emotions. I studied the subconscious mind, your identity. I studied stress. And what I found is all these things impact your hormones. All these things impact your health. All these things are what make you live a rich life of vitality or sink you down into the feeling of, you know, being despondent, being weak. You know, Jordan Peterson even talks about the biology of energy. He talks about the lobsters and the dominance hierarchy, right? So everything impacts your hormones. He talks about how everything that a mammal or any animal really does is built into your nervous system. Everything that you do and every consequence that you do has a resulting impact on your nervous system, your hormones, your brain, and it impacts your body. So he talked about how when certain lobsters would actually rise up and try to challenge a bigger lobster for anything, for mating, for resources, they'd have some kind of interaction, and the lobster that won, they measured this, would get a surge of serotonin and dopamine and testosterone, and it would change his body. He'd become more dominant with his body gestures. It would change his size, he'd get bigger, and the one that lost would actually have a subsequent impact on their hormones as well. Their neurotransmitters, their hormones, their body actually changed. And so, what did we learn from this? We learned that it's not just all the physical things, it's the mental and the social things, the psychosocial aspects of life that also make an impact on our bodies, on our health. You know, I'll come up with an example for that, but also You know, you look at how you're approaching your life, how you're approaching your social life, how you're approaching your job. This all has chemical and hormonal responses in your body. We talk about Joe Dispenza. He has a book, great book called You Are the Placebo. So every thought, belief, and expectation you have is actually creating a physical response in your body, just like the placebo. You know, you can take a sugar pill, but if you expect it to be medicine, it becomes medicine. So that's the placebo effect. This is scientific medical evidence. We know that this is true. So when you're expecting and thinking different things about yourself, your self-image, your life, you're creating that reality in your body. So that's why we talk about stress, having a calm mind, your beliefs, your expectations, your self-image. Maxwell Maltz talking about psycho-cybernetics. He's talking about how to change your self-image to change your entire life. See, but Marcus Aurelius was talking about this thousands and thousands of years ago. You know, addressing all these aspects of being at peace with yourself, being at peace with your life, being at peace with whatever happens, not relying on the external circumstances. Instead, taking control of what you can control, your mind. And it goes deep. You know, so back to Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson talks about how you orient your life and your values determines who you become and your destiny. And so we determine our values based on deep stories, these archetypal stories. And depending on which story you shape your life after, your values, your character, what you want to do with your life, where you're going with your life, it not only determines your destiny, but it determines what you can actually physically notice. It determines what you can observe. You know, Owen Cook talks about this. He calls it it is called your reticular activating system. Whatever you're looking for in life, whatever you value in life, you'll notice that and you won't notice anything else. He talks a lot about the experiment that they did where they asked people to watch a video and they're asking them to count how many times the players pass a basketball back and forth, and that they're going to get graded on their response. And so these people are passing basketballs back and forth. The people in the experiment are watching, they're counting. And then afterwards, they ask them, did you see anything unusual in the video? What else did you notice in the video? People say nothing. They didn't notice anything. But what really happened in the video, they'll play back the video, the same video, and they'll see this guy in a gorilla suit doing cartwheels and dancing around in the video, but they didn't notice it. Why? Because their reticular activating system was making their brain only notice the basketball. That was their value. They valued it because they're going to get graded on it. That's the only thing they noticed. You can repeat this experiment again and again and again and again. You're going to only be able to notice what you value, what you're looking for. You don't notice anything else. So what does this mean? You're actually unconscious. You're unconscious to a large majority of reality. And what's it determined on? It's determined on what you value and your perspective and what you're looking for. So if you're the type of guy that's only looking for money, that's only looking for women, if you're the type of guy that's only looking for ego, you miss out on so many things. You're going to miss out on all the other value in your life. So if you don't value a peaceful stoic mind, you're never going to have it. If you don't value true health from the inside, self-mastery, you're never going to have it. You're never going to notice it. That's why the Bible says, seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. You have to be seeking. It changes what you're capable of even becoming aware of. So I realized in my life, maybe I was focused on the wrong things. Maybe I was seeking all these things from the wrong perspective. Maybe I should seek these things from multiple different sources, multiple perspectives, Maybe health and vitality and the rich life doesn't just come from only physical things. Maybe it also comes from my character, my orientation in life, my mental health, my stress, my sleep. You see, if you actually let your mind open and you actually value, remember, if you actually value curiosity, not pride, not feeling like you already know, not feeling like there's nothing else to know, not being so sure about your convictions, but actually valuing curiosity, mental exploration, mental humility, where you realize there's so much more to know. You realize how big the universe is and that you might only have a fraction of a percentage, a micron. And you realize how much more there is to learn. Then you actually, since you value it, then wisdom is open to you. That's why the Bible says God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. You know, you're too arrogant, you're too cocky, you're never going to find the answers, and you're going to suffer until you do become more intellectually honest, more open-minded. You humble yourself and you get exalted. But God resists the proud. You know, I'm not talking about some man in the sky with a beard. This is just how the universe works, right? So don't have subconscious resistance when I say the word God. So I hope this has opened your mind a little bit. I hope this has expanded your perspective on health. I hope this has expanded your perspective on vitality and the rich life. You know, what Marcus Aurelius talked about, just to summarize, keeping a calm mind, the stoic approach to life, not seeking all of your validation and fulfillment from everything going your way on the outside. Instead, focusing on the inner man. It's the piece of the puzzle that everyone forgets about. You know, you don't have to remind people to focus on going after the externalities of life. They always will. You have to remind people to focus on the inner man, the character, the mind. What's going on with my eye? I'm detoxing, guys. I'm detoxing. Whoa, that's crazy. What's going on with my eye? I'm detoxing. So focusing on the inner man, focusing on staying stoic and peaceful in every situation, focusing on bringing this into your life and valuing it as one of the most important things of your life. It'll completely change your life. It completely changes your perspective on things, how you approach things, your intellect, your intuition. It'll change your destiny. You know, I changed my approach to this. I started practicing yoga, meditation, focusing on my inner man, my inner perspective. It helped me come out of the darkest part of my life where I was focusing with my chronic fatigue, my long COVID, my mold illness, my vaccine injury. All this came at me at the same time. And I was in bed for over 15 months and until I realized I should focus on my inner man, I was lost. I had no hope. I was wondering if this is it, if it was the end of me, if this is the end of John Van Dyne. Until I realized maybe there's a lot more happening that can affect my body that I'm conscious of. I looked into brain retraining. I looked into stress resilience. I looked into mind-body medicine. I looked into mental manifestation, healing your body with your mind. And when I started really practicing that and implementing that, everything changed. Within months, things were changing. In my physical body, my energy, my bad habits, my personality, my charisma, my hope, my fitness levels, my body fat levels. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. And you know, it took a couple months, but it made the biggest difference. It made much more difference than all the supplements and only approaching it from a physical perspective. I wasn't getting any results just sleeping more or, taking the right supplements or counting my calories or walking more steps. For me, Everyone's different. For me, the hang up was my mind. I had a bottleneck. It was choking the wire. It was choking the pipeline. And my vitality was getting completely ruined because of that lack of stoicism, that lack of peace, that lack of calmness, that lack of relaxation. It disturbed my hormones, it disturbed my nervous system, completely changed everything about my health. But once I got that back online, boom, everything came back online. So for everyone, it's different. That's why we talk about mind-body medicine on here. For you, it might be, maybe your mind's okay, but maybe you're feeling some disturbance in your energy because your diet, the toxins, your digestive system, your gut health, your sleep. Maybe you're sitting all day. Maybe you have chronic pain and inflammation in your body. Maybe you're taking the wrong medications. Maybe you're eating toxic food. Maybe you have toxic relationships. Maybe you have unresolved personal issues in your subconscious, the trauma. I have videos on all of this. All of this goes into vitality. It's all natural. It's not mumbo jumbo. It's not the crooked drug industry that just wants your money. It's not the deceptive supplement industry that just makes you think that you're going to buy the holy grail, the magic pill, the fountain of youth. It's none of that. It's the 1,000 years proven understanding of the self. Coming from yoga, India, China, Greece. This is the ancient wisdom. Once you get this right, it's like you have the right tools, you have the right energy, all your systems come back online. Your city has the electric, it's powering the right electronics, the right factories. Everything just starts to work. Your hormones are going to the right things. It's going towards manufacturing, business, jobs. It's not going towards building weapons of warfare. It's not going to corrupt systems. You're not wasting it with stress, fight or flight. You're not wasting it by giving your energy away to all these criminals. You're not getting distracted. You're not wasting it on pornography. You're not wasting it on drama. You're channeling it in the right way. That's why you change these things, everything changes. So, get connected to this channel. This movement is what society needs. This movement will change how you feel about yourself. This movement will actually change your orientation to life. You'll find all these different tools that I focus on. You start focusing on all these different tools, you'll find self-knowledge. You'll find what's restricting the wires, what's restricting the flow of vitality and richness in your life. You'll be able to work on it in practice. We're always talking about how to practice these things. And you'll feel you're finally able to change. Nobody else is going to tell you this. You think doctors are going to tell you this? Think education is going to teach you? Most people don't know this stuff. Most trainers don't know this stuff. The Western mind is not accustomed to this level of thinking, this depth of thinking. It approaches things very surface level. You look at fitness, drink more water, eat less calories, move more, as if that's going to change it. Nothing about the mind, nothing about stress, nothing about chemicals, nothing about toxins, nothing about your subconscious mind, your identity, nothing about your psyche, nothing about your character, nothing about your values or your orientation towards life, nothing about the quality of water. Drink more water. They don't tell you. Well, don't drink poisonous water with fluoride and chlorine. So people aren't talking about this. People have to talk about this more. The nuances, okay? Get your nervous system right. Get your hormones right. Your life changes. So I have tools to help you. Click the description if you want to find a PDF with the 6 pillars and how to start practicing all these different pillars. How to get them ingrained into your life over the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months. You can start checking off the ones that you need to work on. It breaks it down to many different categories. You'll be very happy to see all the different things that you can practice to completely change your energy, your vitality, your life, line upon line. And you'll also see I have a 6-week masterclass. There's a link below. It's free. Only for now, it's free. Check it out. It teaches all this stuff in a systematic way so that you don't just have to go through the videos on my channel and try and piece it together. No, there's dozens of things that go into this. You don't want to go about it haphazardly. You want to have a systematic curriculum. So check out my playlist below. 6-week, 42-day masterclass. Check that out. It's free for now. And if you want free coaching, only for now. I'm testing out different methods, different experiments in a beta masterclass. I'm always tweaking. I'm always looking for better ways to implement these mind-body techniques. if you want to be a part of it. Only if you're committed. Only if you actually want to change and share feedback and actually are committed to make some changes in your life, to give it the attention, right? Then apply. Because I have a few more seats left. It's not going to be like this forever. I can only do this at certain times. I can't always give free coaching. I can't give a lot of it. So see if there's a seat left for you. Click that below. You'll see the application if you download the PDF. So click below, get that PDF, apply for my free 6-week masterclass. And if the seat isn't ready, if the seat isn't available, then just check out the playlist. You know, you're not going to have the coaching, you're not going to have the tribe, you're not going to have the accountability, but at least you have the information. Some people can do it on their own. Some people can't. Some people need a lot of help. And some people just want to expedite the process. You just don't want it to take you 3, 4, 5 years. They don't want it to take 10 years. They want to get it done quick. They see the opportunity cost. They see everything that can change and exponentially transform your life if you get this right. You don't want to suffer any longer. You don't want to cut your potential any longer. It's like, if you realize that all of a sudden, in 5 months, you can transform yourself into a titan, how much will your life change if in 5 months you're a titan? Versus, well, I can become a titan on my own. Well, what if it takes you 5 years? You're losing. Just become a titan in 5 months. And then your whole life changes. That's what happens when you change your energy, when you change your health, when you change your brain state. Everything's about the brain. You know, you change your efficiency, you change your perspective, you change the stress level of your body. Your brain can see different solutions. You connect to the intuition, you become wiser. You get 1,000 times the results, 10,000 times the results. You know, don't be that person that just stays confused and doing the robotic program of chasing down one pig at a time and working hard. Don't wait 5, 10 years to become a titan. Sometimes people never figure it out. There's no guarantee. You know, where it matters, double down. Where it matters, put your resources. It just makes sense. But people they're so confused. They're in that weird brain state where they don't invest in their own success. They don't invest in what will give them a 20, 30, 100, 1,000 time return. Why not? This is the best return that you can possibly get. This isn't just me trying to sell you. This is in my own life. You're struggling, you're dragging, you're grinding, you're in pain, you're low energy, and you still don't want to invest. It's because your brain is in that fear mode. So you have to relax. You have to break through the fear mode. You have to relax. Watch all my stuff. Practice what I teach. Get yourself to see clearly and invest in yourself. Even if it's not with me, I don't care. I don't need it. I'm good. Life will always take care of you enough to survive, most of the time, unless if you really mess up, okay? There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to gain. I'm good if you don't sign up. I'm good if you do sign up. It doesn't make a difference on me. My life isn't determined by what I get. My life isn't determined by what you do. My life is determined by my own mind, okay? Meditate on that. Think about what I'm saying. Follow along. You know, it's not that you're following me. We're following this ancient knowledge. I'm following a higher knowledge. I'm following and asking to be led every single day. You know, you have that curiosity, you have that humility, that there is a higher knowledge that you can tap into. There is a wisdom beyond you, and there's always more of it. There's infinite ignorance, but there's also, on the other side of the coin, infinite learning, infinite potential. Isn't it great? So enjoy this wonderful human experiment that we call the world and life. Have fun upgrading yourself. And thanks for being here. You're very special. If you see things this way, I want to thank you for being someone who can see it and an ally together here. During this decade, during this century, we're only alive for so long. And the allies that we find, that's a true gift. Marcus talks about that too. The true allies, the true friends, a true gift, a true treasure. Not the money, not the externalities. Knowing and having the prudence to know what the true value is. This is the true value. The brotherhood, the mission, the adventure. That's the true value. This transformation, who you become, that's the true value. The hero's journey. Welcome. You know, you can welcome yourself every day to a new journey together, okay? Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video.